Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Dale. And welcome to It's So Universal. Everything. Love over everything.
And you keep hurting me. And you just keep doing it. And then you turn around and say you're sorry. And then you do it again.
People use sex to make you like that. You know, the man. So you shouldn't do that.
Oh, sure.
When it's my person.
Before we give it up secrets about ourselves, don't do that.
Today's topic is sex and relationships.
Yes. We're going to be talking about honesty with your partner.
Being honest with your sex partner.
Right.
It's always good to be honest with your sex partner.
Exactly.
And open communication. And when you have open communication, it's easy. It should be easy to have. Be honest.
Yes.
And when you're talking about anything, but especially when you're talking about sex.
Sex, yes, because sex is a big important part of a relationship. You know, it really is. And if you don't have open communication and dialogue about what makes you happy,
what each one of you want, it can be really difficult.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, and you don't want it, and then in the long run, one can harbor feelings and built up anger, you know, and then in arguments that stuff comes out in arguments, and you don't want that to ever be. You don't ever really want that to be a punch, you know, something in your arsenal to use
Absolutely
as a weapon.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a very sensitive area. So you always want to try to avoid using that as a arsenal,
right? Yeah,
you know, weapon.
Yeah.
And doing arguments, because you know that is painful and it's hard to recover from those type of things. It's damaging.
It is damaging.
You know, so
and
it can be avoided.
Yeah, it can be avoided if you talk about
Just
it. Like
converse.
Yeah, I know. Like for a lot of women, it's like, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's probably. I think at some point in time it was a hard topic for people to discuss. Mm-hmm. But now I think it's a situation where it's like women, they know what they want and what makes them happy and what pleases them in the bedroom, and they're willing to just be like, I'm not satisfied.
I'm not satisfied, or enough is enough.
Right.
You know, or you know, but a lot of times, you know, women get to a certain point. I've met a lot of women who have never had an orgasm.
Right.
You know.
Which is so sad.
It is very sad, because it's been in a relationship with someone and not have an orgasm and not climax, or, you know, and not be satisfied sexually. What's going on?
Right.
What's going on? There's a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
And so communicating, let your partner know what you like, what turns you on, and it's fun, you know, to be able to communicate those things. It's fun. You'll be able to explore and learn, you know, have fun with each other, role play, you know.
Exactly. It's fun to explore with each other, and that's a part of getting to know what one another likes. So, you know, just be honest and tell your partner, like, if you don't like a certain thing that they're doing, let them know. That's not getting it for me. It's not where it's at. That's not turning me on. As a matter of fact, it's turning me off, you know, whatever the case may be, on both sides.
Both sides.
For men and for women.
Because I know you don't want to be in a relationship and be faking it the whole time. And you don't want to, your man to be, men don't want to be feeling like, they thinking they doing it and putting in work, and you sitting up there thinking, what am I going to cook tomorrow? You know.
And feeling like they really getting it, they champions, like they're doing it, you know. Your mind is not there, and you just like, okay. Or you really are in the faking mode where you making all them noises, you know, good and damn well.
It ain't nothing happening.
Ain't
Like,
happening.
what is it? What's going on? Like, are we done yet?
Right.
You know,
I need you to hurry.
I'm not gonna waste my time like that. If it's not pleasurable for me, I would rather say, let's figure out what's going on. What's the problem? We got to fix the problem, because I'm not gonna go through these motions and just to be playing with it. You know, let's fix it. Something. Let's get it. You know.
I told somebody once, I said, I'm not a faker in any way, and I'm not about to be faking it. So we gonna get this right till I get what I need.
Exactly. So it'll last all night or whatever.
Like,
Something's
gotta
gotta give.
I don't care.
I hope you not tired. So
okay.
I hope you are not tired and got every ready backup.
Thank you.
Bad energy batteries, because
Cause no, I'm not doing it. I'm not. We gonna get this right. I'm gonna get mine too. I said, no, I'm not. You're not gonna just get yours, and it's like I'm supposed to be. Nope. I don't like faking. I'm not gonna fake. So we gonna. I don't care what we have to do. Change the position. Something. Try something else. Something. Cause listen, I'm not about that life. That's just me.
Try foreplay. Foreplay always.
Yes.
You know, I know a lot of people say. I've heard a lot of people say that foreplay is overrated or takes too long or whatever. But but if that's what it takes to get your significant other or your partner in the mood,
right?
Do that, because that's what you want to do to get them excited and hot and ready.
Yes.
Because when it's like that, you know.
Yes, you. I mean, I told someone that I said foreplay. I mean, I was saying something to someone that I knew. she didn't have a great experience, and I was explaining to her. I said, and she really liked the guy, but the experience in the bedroom was very lackluster. So I said to her, it's a situation where it's like, you know, listen, if it's the first time. Sometimes people are nervous. Like the first time, you know, some people are really nervous, men and women. But especially if they haven't really been with anybody in a while or whatever the case, or really kind of new to this, they just whatever. They are a little nervous. And so sometimes the first time with someone that you like, really, really like.
Because they're trying to impress you.
Right. Or someone that you care about. Is not always going to be the best time.
Yes,
the first time. So
keep
you
going.
Just gotta keep going. And I was explaining to her. I said, "Listen, foreplay, baby. And that starts out of the bedroom. So that can start
with flirting.
Just text messages throughout the day.
Yeah.
You know, and are calling and saying, "Hey, I just want to hear your voice," and you know,
exactly.
That's foreplay. So
foreplay is not just in the bedroom.
It's not just in the bedroom. So by the time I get
to the bedroom,
then I'm just like,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You know, and it absolutely, to me, I think when you have the foreplay before the sex happens, sometimes even if the sex isn't, because you've already built everything
up. Built up
it's like boom, you just ready to roll.
Explode, so know.
It's no big, it doesn't matter if it's any kind of real like mind-blowing type thing. For you, it's gonna be mind-blowing by the time you get there. So
because the build-up and the anticipation of waiting for that moment, you know. So just communication is very important. It's imperative that you communicate with one another, especially, you know. And I've heard men say, even women say, "Teach me." You know, if it's something that I'm not doing properly or to your liking, teach me.
Right.
You know. So if it's something I'm not doing that pleases you, Tell me
Tell
what to
what
do,
to do, right.
that
That
pleases
pleases
you.
you. Exactly. Tell
You
me
know.
what I need to do to,
That would make this experience better.
so you can be satisfied.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be satisfied in the
At the-
process of it all. And don't be, I feel like this, don't be a selfish lover, man or woman. And just all you care about is you getting what you feel like you need, and then your partner is lacking because like you said, some people can go years without experiencing a climax or having an orgasm, and that's just that in and of itself is sad.
It's sad.
That's very sad to me. As a woman, I'm like, I mean, I can't imagine being a lifetime.
The crunch.
I know. I can't imagine being a lifetime.
Look how she looked at me. Like,
She looked like, y'all interrupting me. A lifetime. I can't imagine being a lifetime with not being satisfied.
Right.
That's not good.
that's not good. And think of all the buildup that's there, and then it's just it's best to communicate.
It is. It is best to
Just tell your mate what you want.
Yeah.
And I guess you can't miss what you never had.
Well, listen.
But when I'm just saying, speaking, because some people, if they never had it, they don't know what
they don't know.
They probably think that's
what
they
yes.
get. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
but
it's so much more.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much more, and it's really just simple to if you know your partner, then you know that you can have a conversation with them, him or her, and tell them, listen, babe, I'm not,
And
this is not getting it from me.
And if you communicate in love, it's
Yeah.
easy to receive that. You love your partner, you love your mate, and the message that you're trying to convey is love.
Right.
You want to love this
Exactly.
person better. You want to make this person happy in all in every area.
That's right.
So communicate that message in love, and it will be received in love, and
Yeah.
it will be, the results will be explosive.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it's powerful. Communication is powerful when you
Absolutely.
communicate in love.
It is. Communication is, I mean, that's the most, like we talked about in our last the podcast, that it's 85% listening, what do we say, 10% understanding, and 5% talking. So listen to your partner when they're telling you that they're not being satisfied
And
on
what they
certain-
need.
Yeah, and what they need, and they're
What they want, what they desire.
right.
And also express your
Yes.
needs and wants, because everything doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a negative experience. It doesn't have to be a negative conversation.
Right.
It can be very positive. It can get, and it's just learning each other.
Yeah.
Learning one another and
Exactly.
exploring one another. Doing, it may not, it's just, let's try something different.
Try something different. Experimenting is bomb. Like bomb. Experimenting is
It's
bomb.
fun.
It's fun. It is. I mean, it makes you, like, certain things that you might want to try here or there that you thought about in your mind or you fantasized about. Share your fantasies with your partner. That's
Yes.
fine.
Let go
That's
of
the
your
person you're supposed to
inhibitions.
Tell that to.
And let go of your
Yeah.
inhibitions. You might learn something new about yourself. You might find out, your body might do some things that you didn't know it could do.
Absolutely. That's
So just explore.
Explore.
It's okay. It's okay to communicate and just
Yeah.
communicate in love.
And like you said, in role play. Role
play.
Role play, if that's what you feel like, if that's something that you think would turn you on, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with your partner that brings in so much intimacy that once the intimacy is there, the sex is all the more better.
And intimacy doesn't start in the bedroom. Just remember that. Intimacy doesn't have to start in the bedroom. Don't wait to the bedroom to begin intimacy. It's, you know, intimacy is not just that.
It's not just that.
It's you know, it goes beyond that.
It's intimacy can be even in a conversation.
A conversation,
you know,
a walk, holding hands, sitting and watching movies,
right,
cuddling,
right,
and just being there for one another, just being in your presence, just being there.
Yes.
You know,
even sometimes just watching each other, just sitting there looking at one another,
looking at each other,
into each other's eyes,
gazing at each other.
That's intimacy. You know, when you feel your partner and you feel their energy, then that makes sex so much better.
And that's what I was gonna say. When you are with your soulmate, you're spiritually connected with that individual. Every sex with with your partner, every time is new.
Right.
It's it's new and it's explosive every time, and just like, you know, it's like two souls coming together and becoming one.
Right. Exactly.
And you know, you think that's everybody, but it's different. And I don't really know how to explain it other than to say it's different. When you're with your soulmate, someone who you're with, someone who your soulmate.
You know, that you have that kind of connection.
That connection with, a spiritual connection with.
Yeah.
And you're on that. It's completely like no other relationship that you've ever had before. And so everything that you do is completely, when you sexually, it's completely different than any other experience that you've ever had before.
Exactly.
So just imagine that times 10.
Right. Exactly.
So,
and that's true. It's like, when you have that kind of connection with somebody, I mean, the physical in and of itself is just like an icing on the cake. That's all. You know, you already have a true connection. You have you get each other, you feel one another, and then the icing on top of that cake is the sex, and it just is more intense because it's really more about love than sex anyways at that point. Like, you know, sex, you can have sex with whatever, you know, anything, person, whatever. If that's your thing, if you just want to get your rocks off, you can do that yourself. You can do that yourself. So, but when you're with someone that you care about and you love, and they love you, then sex should be pleasurable every time, really, every time. It should be pleasurable every time. And if it's not, then that's when you have to have the conversation. That's when you have to have communication, because you love your partner and you want, like we said, both of y'all want to be satisfied. At the end of the day, you don't want to be unsatisfied, and you love your partner and you going forever without getting your needs met.
Having your needs met.
And that's, you know, that causes a lot of divorce and a lot of cheating and, you know, breaking up, and, you know, it's just not good.
It's not healthy. It's because who wants to be in a relationship where you feel like, you know, your man is going out getting something that you're not doing at home.
Right.
He's not getting at home. He feel, you know, that makes, I know I was cheated on. So I know how it made me feel. Right. Like I wasn't pleasing my husband, you know, at the time. I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do. Right. You know, because we did not communicate. But then, at the end of the day, I know that it had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You know, but at the time, you feel that way.
Yeah, of course.
But it had nothing to do with me whatsoever. But even sexually.
Right.
You know, because sometimes it's just sex.
Right.
You know.
And that's another thing too, when you're talking, it's a little off topic, but it's the same thing. Like for men, you know, when it comes to cheating, they just cheat because they can. Sometimes.
And sometimes women too. Some women too cheat just because they can. They feel like they can.
Yeah.
But sometimes sex can be painful. So, you know, if sex is painful, express that to your mate.
Yes.
That is painful. Then try to add things that will help it not be so painful. You know, or positions, pillows. You know,
right.
You know, different things to help that situation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, because sometimes for some women it is painful. Sex can be painful, and it's if you're uncomfortable, you don't want to stay uncomfortable.
Right.
You want to tell your partner that certain things make you uncomfortable, and so you know, if your partner loves you and you all have that kind of relationship where it's, you know, you're close like that, you should be able to tell him that and not feel. It not make him feel bad.
Right.
He understands it and adjust to make you comfortable, because they want to make sure that you're pleased. I think, in my opinion, or should I say in my experiences, I feel like most men really do want to make sure that their partner, their woman, is pleased. They really do.
That's their goal, is to make sure you're pleased. That's the whole point of it. That's why they, you know, they wait. They're listening for the sounds. They're listening they're watching for the toes curl. They're watching for
the leg
shaking. They're watching for the wet sheet.
Right.
They're watching for all of that. They're watching
sometimes
for that.
If they're in tune with you, they're watching your facial
They're
expression.
watching your facial expression. They're watching your eyes. They're watching and then the things that you don't even recognize that your body does. They know.
They know.
So they look for those little signs. And as women, we do too.
We do too. Yeah.
We watch for things too.
Yes, we do too. Yes.
We listen for things too. So we know.
We know how we can move to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know. So we
know.
Communication. Sex it was designed to be pleasurable. God knew what He was doing.
Yes. Exactly.
Thank you, Father.
Even though people say it was designed for procreation. Yes.
Yes.
But thank God He made it pleasurable.
Yes. Thank you for making it pleasurable. Yes.
Listen,
because
if it was all about babies, then listen, we all would be like, oh, we just having babies, bringing babies in the world. That's it. We would be unhappy people. Yes. Unhappy people. So sex was made for pleasure.
It was made for pleasure too. That's you know, and so that's why it's so fun.
Right.
You know, you know,
it can be real fun.
Yeah.
It really, really can. And yeah, you just have to, if you have with the right person and you have that open kind of dialogue, communication with that person, it really can be fun. You can explore things that you never thought you would explore before.
You can do things you never thought you. You know, I encourage you to watch some movies. You know, watch some. I like watching porn. I like watching porn. Listen.
Yes.
I like watching porn, and so I encourage you to do it. I encourage, you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, and
it's nothing wrong with it at all, and you can learn.
Exactly. And
you can learn.
Read some books.
Read some books.
You
know.
Oh
my goodness, yes.
And
Sometimes
just let go of your inhibitions and
Yes.
just be.
Yes, and sometimes it's the books are even better than the porn or
Yeah.
whatever, because it's something about literature and it's written out on paper that just makes it sexy.
Yeah,
It just makes it sexy.
Yeah,
So, in your imagination.
yes, and
you start using your imagination.
it's almost like you absorb it more.
Yeah.
You know, and so,
Yeah.
and when you're trying to, let's say, what's the right word I want to use? When you're trying to let go of your inhibitions and you want to explore yourself and know yourself sexually, you get the idea that, because some people might say visually, it's that's gross.
Right.
You know, because sometimes after I've had got my point across,
Right.
I look at the point like, this is filthy.
Right.
Like, what am I doing watching this filth? Turn this mess off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've gotten what I needed from it.
Exactly.
But until then,
100. Yeah.
and turn that on.
Exactly.
But
Sure.
you know,
Yes.
but in the book, you're able to read it, and it's
Yeah.
it's there's no visual, so
Visual.
you can imagine
So you
your
have to
own
yeah.
yourself.
Use your
And
imagination.
you're
Yeah.
able to let go of your inhibitions and have fun with
Have fun with it.
it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool, like when you're with a partner, like if you find a book, y'all can read it together.
Yes.
Like, that's sexy.
Yes.
Like that's really
Yes.
sexy. And and you all are just imagining what's going on in the book. But
Let's do that.
Let's do that. you
Yeah.
know? So it's really so many, like I said, so many ways you can explore sexually to be satisfied. You do not have to live unsatisfied in a relationship with
Right.
someone who's your partner that you love because you can't get what you need physically. If it's hard for you to communicate with your partner about sex, to me, I think that means that you need more communication
in your
relationship. Period.
And the best way to communicate in any way is communicate through love. Let the underlying message be love. You're trying to convey love. So anything you're trying to, when you're conversing with someone, you want your message, the underlying message, to be love. So if you deliver that in love, anybody can receive anything when it's
Right.
when it's coming from love.
From love, yes.
So that makes any message easy to receive.
Right.
No matter,
Definitely. And I think that I will say that for men, I'm just going to speak to men, because I think that especially as you get older, we all are going through our own physical bodily changes. And sometimes men, when you get older, you have certain issues. First of all, don't be ashamed about that, because that happens to men, and you need to talk to your doctor.
What happens? I'm curious.
Like erectile dysfunction.
Oh, okay. I have to think.
Certain issues men go through, honestly, as they get older, that they don't talk about. And if they're with somebody, they're having these issues, that becomes an issue in the relationship. And because they don't want to, and I'm saying this because I've talked to people who have had these experiences, so I know that it can be an issue to the point where either they break up, their relationship breaks up, or their marriages end because of this. And I mean, women have our own stuff too, like like we talked about menopause and all that other stuff we deal with physically too as you get older. But men do too. So my thing is, if you're a man and you're finding yourself having these issues, go talk to your doctor first, and then talk to your spouse or your partner, because I promise you, as women, if we love you, and yes, sex is important in a relationship, and you come to us and you let us know, listen, babe, these are the issues I'm having, because it's a lot, prostate, all this other stuff. It's issues.
Medication affects men also. So there's a lot of comorbidities that affects you physically in the area. Women also. So
yes.
Communication is very important in that area. So just talk to your partner.
If you talk to your partner, men, if you talk to your spouse, your wife,
your mate,
and you explain, listen, babe, these are the issues I'm having, I guarantee you, she'll understand. And she'll work with you.
She'll work. That's not a problem. Those issues. It's not even an issue. That's just something we work past. We work through because in the long run, that's just temporary.
Right.
We both know it's just temporary because women have problems too.
Yeah,
women have problems, especially going through menopause. We have night sweats. We have
hot flashes,
mood swings.
Yes.
What else was on that thing? Dryness. So
yes, that's a big one too.
You know, but there's a lot of things that we can do and take and eat to correct those things.
Yeah.
And so it's just that if we don't know, we can't help. We can't fix it. But those things, all those things can be fixed. It's just temporary.
Right. Exactly.
But a lot of times we suppress those things and we try to hide them or cover them up. And we don't talk about it because we're embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're embarrassed about it.
It's just best to just talk about it and not be embarrassed about it because there's nothing to be embarrassed about. We're human. That's the human experience that we have. Yeah. We are going through. Right. So as humans,
our body it changes.
It changes.
Hormones balance that go up and down, men and women. So
there are things that we can take. There's herbs and vitamins, and there's so many things that are out there that we can help with those things, with those issues. And so they're not really anything that we should
it's not
feel embarrassed about because there's more people dealing with those issues than you really realize.
Absolutely. It's more a lot of people.
It's more people talking about those same issues than especially our age. The problem is the reason why you feel that way is because you're probably afraid of getting older. Right. But I don't call it getting older. You're getting better.
Right, exactly.
You're just getting better.
Yes.
Because now all the BS that you deal with, you no longer have to deal with.
That. Yeah.
So you're just getting better.
Yes, exactly. So it's imperative that you communicate with your partner when it comes to sex. If you love your partner, you love your spouse, you want them to be satisfied, and
they want you to be satisfied.
So it's imperative to have those conversations, even though they may be a little uncomfortable. Sometimes you just have to be uncomfortable so that you can preserve your relationship. You definitely want to do that. And
remember, the uncomfortability is just temporary. It's just temporary. It's for that moment. It will pass.
Yes.
And once it passes, you'll be so grateful that you had the conversation.
Exactly.
And just have the conversation. And it's not hard. Just do it in love and
move your ego. You have to move your ego out.
Get out of your ego.
Yeah.
And not feel ashamed or embarrassed about it. And you can play games because in some games some games introduce you to different things. Right. So if you're playing games, it may bring up some topic and make it easier for these conversations to happen, and then you can express yourself that way.
That way, yeah.
You know,
that way.
oh,
It's
you
not
know.
as hard to open the conversation.
Open the
up.
conversation, yeah.
Exactly, for sure.
So that's always fun, and it's fun. So
yeah, and it brings it
go
up.
to Christie's Toy Box. Go to a sex store.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know you can walk around in the store and then just see things, and you know that opens up conversation.
Right. And toys are always fun.
Always fun. Always
Toys
fun.
are always fun. So, I mean, you can play toys together as a couple, and that's always a good thing too. So, I mean, introducing those kinds of things into your relationship really is off the chain. Honestly, it is. Once you do that, it's like it doesn't become so mundane and so boring, you know. And it's just like, you know, I guess I would say back in the old days, grandparents or mothers or whatever, it was just the same boring sex.
Missionary.
And
I don't understand why people feel like it's, even going to the stores, or they feel like it's shameful or embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because the society that we live in has always made it. I mean, it's more liberated now, but in the past, the society
I go get gifts out of this.
Yeah. It's made it. The society we live in is like sex was always the secret. You know, like it's like in the back. You know, this is, you don't talk about that. You talk about that behind closed doors or whatever. So it's been such a prudish society that we lived in, that it's getting better now that more people are opening up about sex, and now it's not like that. You know, you can go to the stores and buy toys or order that mess online, whatever you want to do. It's not a big deal. I mean, and you know, be just as long as you're satisfied sexually, that's what's important. You know, like you said, letting your inhibitions go and enjoying sex. You know, sex is made to be enjoyed. So that's it.
It's made to be pleasurable. Explore your mate. Just have fun.
Have a good time.
Have fun.
Definitely. Yep.
Have fun. And enjoy. Take your time enjoying and exploring.
Right, exactly. Definitely. Take your time and, excuse me, y'all, I'm a little tired.
It's okay.
Take your time, enjoy each other. Just enjoy each other, you know, and I promise you, if you won't
regret it.
You
won't regret it, because first of all, you both deserve it.
Exactly.
You deserve it.
You do. You deserve it. So it's important. And contrary to, I feel like, I want to say this because I know sometimes, you know, men think that, you know, sex, they're the ones that are more sexually inclined. You know, like they feel like, you know, we're the ones that always want sex. Honey, that's not always true.
Honey, that's not always
true.
That's why talking about how much you want, because sometimes the woman wants sex more than her mate.
Yes.
You know, you're not giving it to me enough.
Exactly.
I need it.
Like, come on. Especially when we meet a certain peak in the age, we're in our sexual peak. Like, listen,
it's on and popping.
Like,
you know,
right now.
Yes.
You know, like, period. You know, and it's hard for them to keep up.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's women. Women want what they want, and they want to be satisfied too.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is.
So sometimes those conversations are needed. You enter into a relationship or marriage, and your spouse is expecting sex daily,
Right.
or 2 times a day.
Right.
You know, or oral in the morning. Something.
Right.
Daily.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Can you meet that? Can you handle that? Because those are conversations you need to have, because there's an expectation there. So you don't want to be like, hey, I didn't sign up for that.
Right.
You just too much for
Too
me.
much for me. Yeah.
You know.
Those are conversations you really, really do have to have.
Yeah.
Because especially if you're a young couple and you are just starting out and you have children, and when you eventually have kids, women aren't gonna or men, they go to work, they're tired, they may not want to do it all the time, and then or you might have one that wants to do it all the time and one that's just tired all the time. So those are the things you have to discuss, because when that goes and it's all about the children and work and the house, then you're not having fun in your relationship anymore. You're not having a good time in your marriage, and that's when things start to trickle and get, mess up your relationship. And then people start looking outside at other.
They start looking for
and
other opportunities for fun.
Exactly.
Because then the home life becomes a chore.
Right.
Exactly. And it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun. Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
It is. And if it's a situation where it's like, he works however 12 hours a day or whatever the case may be, and then you work too, and y'all have kids together. So if you have to plan out time, like I used to I used to think people who plan out time for sex is like, oh, that's boring. No, plan out the time if you want. If you need to, this day is the day we do X, Y, and Z. So the kids need to go to the grandparents for the week.
Date night.
Get you a date night. This is the time. This is how we schedule our intimacy together. Do that so that you can be satisfied in your marriage. Period. Do whatever it takes.
But spend that time together. Make sure you spend that time and kiss each other at night. Kiss one another good night. Kiss goodbye. See you later. Kiss each other. Period.
Kiss each other, and that's
an intimacy.
That's intimacy, and not no pecks.
Not no peck.
That ain't intimacy. You can do that with a friend. That's not. To kiss your spouse deeply and passionately. Every day.
Yes.
Every day. Period. Knock her socks off. Knock his socks off. Every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Daily.
Period. Because kissing is the most intimate thing to me.
Yes. It is.
It's my favorite.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
It is. So kiss your spouse, your partner, every day.
Yes. More than once.
Yes. Exactly. Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah. So
that's what we have to say about sex in relationships.
There. I said it. But yeah. Did we talk about
said on the thing? We ain't doing all that.
We ain't doing all that. But when you said dropping the grandbabies off at grandparents' house.
Yeah.
No. I don't have any grandchildren.
I don't have any grandkids either.
But listen, when I do, because she said we ain't doing the hot girl shit, but we been doing some lukewarm shit. Exactly. So you ain't just been adopted. Because it's a new day. This is a new era. Exactly. I'm doing my own thing. It ain't hot girl summer. It's lukewarm.
It's lukewarm summer. That's for sure. That's true. That's why I'm grateful I don't have no grandkids right now.
Yeah, right now. I'm in my prime. I'm doing my thing. Hey.
I ain't even ready. So no.
Look, and I'm not ready. My girls.
No, I know I'm not ready. So I tell my kids, okay, that's fine. No, do what you do.
Keep living.
Live your life. Because I ain't ready to be a grandmother yet. So I'm glad I don't have that. But yeah, I mean, when my kids were young, my parents, they were very willing to be like, yeah, bring the kids over. So So we would do that. We would take our kids to my parents and have a date night and stuff like that when I was married.
I never did that.
You didn't? Oh yeah, we did that. Me and my ex-husband, we did that. So, and my parents were willing. They were more than welcome to watch.
I didn't date my husband.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
We didn't go on dates.
We tried. So
We
we was trying. So we was date
Listen, we
night
didn't do
and shit. Well, then. I don't know what to say about all that.
I digress.
Right.
Anyway.
But, yeah. So, yeah, enjoy your partner. Listen, have a good time.
Yes.
That's what's important.
But on this side,
Right.
this side,
Now, exactly.
the life I'm living now,
Okay. For sure.
that part.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
okay. So,
Remember to love yourself because you are worthy.
Yes.
You deserve to you deserve to be pleasured.
yes.
You deserve to be satisfied. You
Yes.
deserve love.
Love.
You
Yeah.
are loved.
Yes.
You deserve to be treated well.
Well.
You deserve to be treated like the king and queens you are.
Yeah.
And we love you and thank you for coming and watching us
Yes.
again, returning back to us to watch us again.
Yes.
Thank you for liking and sharing
Sharing.
with your family and
Right.
friends. And
make sure you comment below if there's anything you want us to discuss. Please give us some feedback. We will appreciate that.
Yes.
So, yeah, we love you very much. Thank y'all for joining us.
be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, treat yourself, love yourself, forgive quickly,
Yes.
and love over everything.
Love over everything.
Good night.
Good night.